Greetings, greetings. Hello, hello, everyone out there. And gobble, 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 for it is Thanksgiving weekend 2025. And here we are on Friday Night Live yet again. We hope you have had a fantastic Thanksgiving yesterday and are having a fantastic holiday weekend. I think a lot of people, and I'm sure most would agree that Friday is also a day off for lots of folks here, getting their Black Friday deals all squared away. I was out there today to the Home Depot to grab a couple of things that I needed and got quickly home to not have to deal with all the traffic and the crowds. But anyway, uh, joining me tonight, we've got Jen and we've got Ron, and we've got an exciting show this evening. How was everyone's Thanksgivings?
Mine was great. It was extra special for me because it was also my birthday. So I had my in-laws up and I had my family up, and it was nice to have everyone together. So very exciting stuff.
Phil thought your birthday was today.
Yeah, I was on Facebook and I was looking at it, and it said like Jen Cash's birthday is today, but I think it was a notification from, obviously yesterday because it was yesterday. But then I went in and then I saw there were all of these people that I'm Facebook friends with whose birthdays it was yesterday as well. So I don't know what is at the 27th of November. Apparently, a lot of people, in the statistical sample that is my Facebook friends list, including one of my best friend's daughters that just lives down the street. It was her birthday as well.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's anyway, a popular day apparently.
Apparently, so yeah.
Not as popular as it was 9 months from yesterday.
Is that your birthday, Ron?
No, it just means that's when the baby making was happening.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know how that works, right?
I do. I was actually born on a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, it's Matthew Sargent is in the chat. Boy, we have an active chat. We have a lot of people online. Holy crow.
Yeah. Thanks. Hey, Matt, thanks for hanging on here. Jumping on here. Interestingly enough, I have a quick Matt Sargent story. I was at PAX Unplugged last week, folks. That's where I was. I wasn't able to join us. I was working for Paige, but in a face-to-face capacity at PAX Unplugged, and I ran into Matt there and his wife. First time they were in Philadelphia ever. And they were having a hell of a time. And I ran into them at the Modifius booth, and we had a little bit of a chat. And they were telling me all about their. They went on a food tour. They went on a food tour in Philadelphia, and I was very curious to know like what food they were actually introduced to. Of course, cheesesteaks, but I wanted to hear like the rest of the stuff, soft pretzels, and all the goodness that you can find in the city. So, Matt, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Are we ready to bring our guests on? I mean, we have a lot of people online for early in the show tonight. I'm really surprised. I mean, I thought this would be like Death Valley because we're having Mosey on.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was going to be like a dearth of viewers, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe there's a secret cabal of interest out there. A fan club, if you will.
It's got to be for Carlos. It makes no sense that it's for Mosey. It can't be.
Wow.
What did I say? What did I say?
If you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, let's
bring him. Let's bring him on. Yeah.
Carlos
Bring him on. First get. Hey,
there he is.
Look who it is.
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing?
Hey,
fantastic.
we're doing well.
Good.
All right. Troy Allman already in the chat. Carlos. Carlos.
Troy's a good dude. He's a great friend of mine. So thanks, Troy.
All right. So, Carlos, why don't you tell us a little bit about your company?
Okay, cool. Well, I'm Carlos Lising. I'm owner and lead game designer for Casl Entertainment. Casl Entertainment is a old school game publisher. We are small press. We do primarily, really only OSR stuff that's it's compatible with Osric, the Osric system, the open source first edition game system. I've got about 40 modules going right now. We started in about 2019. We've got a pretty robust Patreon, and I'm really happy to be here. And thank you so much for inviting me. And yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
What do you think of the new Osric update that's coming down the pipe?
Well, I'm excited to see it. To be honest with you, I wasn't really sure that Osric needed an update. I was happy with it the way it was. There's a few things that I don't that I have heard about the new Osric update that there's holes in Osric that I kind of wish they would have patched that aren't going to be patched in 3. For example, we still don't really have a first edition Bard. We're not going to have a lot of the Unearthed Arcana stuff is not going to be to cross over back and forth. And I have a big beef with the fact that they're not putting psionics in the system. And the reason I have a big beef about that is, and I had this discussion with people on the Casl Entertainment Discord the other day. Everybody hates psionics in first edition until they have to run a Mind Flayer. And then if you're not doing psionics, you're nerfing those monsters essentially. You've got all these great old school monsters here that are demons and devils, all have psionics. You have your Mind Flayers, you have stuff like Intellect Devourers, things like that, and you're not doing them. You're doing them a disservice. They're not being as nasty as they should be because you're really taking half of their power suite away.
Yeah, interesting things you've chosen. So, but yeah, that's fantastic. I was perusing your website earlier this evening just to get a sense of what you got going on, and you weren't kidding when you said you have a lot of product that you've pushed out. So, lots of choices for customers to snag.
Yeah, one of the calling cards I have is I'm pretty fast as far as design goes. And when I was earlier on in my game design career, I'm one of those kind of people that bites off consistently more than they can chew. The first module was maybe like 30 pages. The second one was like 60. And now we're consistently in the 100-page module range. So, and I'm doing at least 3 to 4 a year. So
Nice.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure, of course. It's not dumb. Sure.
I only know like D&D. What does Osric mean?
Oh, it's open source. It's an acronym for OSR, Open Source Resource something compendium, information compendium. Thank you.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's basically allows people like myself to write for first edition without infringing upon IP.
Yep, that makes sense. I've never played first edition, but I'd like to at some point.
Well, you'll have your chance. I'm going to be there at Page running all kinds of first edition games.
All right. Sounds good. So what was the most memorable module you've made?
Well, for myself, I would say it's probably a module called Tears That Forever Stain. And the reason being is because one thing that Casl Entertainment likes to do is I've been very fortunate that I've been very well supported by our community. The game community is great. If you find your people, they really heavily support you. And in my particular case, that's allowed me to do 4 different charity modules, and one of them was called Tears That Forever Stain. Oh, thanks, Chet. I really appreciate that. But anyway, Tears was done for the Cheetah Conservation Fund. I have the cheetah conservation is a big part of my life. And I love charity, as I mentioned, but in particular, I'm a huge fan of cheetahs. And I actually was able to partner with the real Cheetah Conservation Fund, and they supported us and things like that. And we were able to. I ran the module 7 times over a week around my birthday a few years ago, and we had all kinds of celebrities on it, and we were very fortunate to be able to raise enough money to actually sponsor a cheetah from the Cheetah Conservation Fund, who became our mascot. And it was really gratifying from a personal aspect to be able to give back to to be able to support causes that I love, and make the world maybe a little bit better of a place.
That's such a nice story. I love cheetahs too.
Oh, thank you. I was fortunate enough to have an interaction with them in Australia when my wife's an Australian citizen, and we went down to Australia, and we were able to pet the cheetahs and play with them and everything. It was awesome.
That must have been such an experience.
Oh, it was awesome. They have a little bit bristlier of a fur than you might imagine. I got to play with the baby and mom at different times, so it was cool. But that particular piece has some of my favorite design work that I've ever done. It allowed me to incorporate about 4 or 5 ideas that I've always had since I was a kid in a module that I will always want to see in a module. And the art inside of it was amazing. The exterior art I felt was some of our best. It's our best product, if you ask me.
Yeah. What other charities do you support with your modules?
Well, we have the Humane Society for the ASPCA, I should say. I have a book called Hounds of Earth, which is, if you've ever, one of the biggest things that you could do back in first edition was you could have a war dog as kind of a companion. I mean, I guess you could still do it, but I meant in first edition it was a big deal because your war dog was generally more robust and could do more damage than you could at first edition and first level. So a lot of people used to get war dogs back in first edition in the games I played in, but they were always these generic dogs, right? What I wanted to do was I wanted to create all of the breeds that were in the world of Greyhawk with pictures of them and things like that. So you could say, oh yeah, well, I have a Firelandic sheepdog. Oh, well, I have a Retikian terrier or whatever, like stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's what Hounds of Earth did. The cover of the module is right here. But I had all the proceeds of that one go to the ASPCA. The other one I did one called Lost Dog, which was went to a group called Red Rover, and Red Rover helps people reunite with lost animals. I got inspired to do that when the California wildfires came by and people were losing their pets left and right. They were running away because they would get scared and they would never see them again. Well, Red Rover helps people get reunited with lost pets.
That's great.
I thought it was a great charity, and so we did Lost Dog for that one.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
All right. So I'm going to be buying your entire line.
Thanks.
At Page, you're bringing it with you. I'm going to go big or go home. So I'm looking forward to that. Most of your sales are online.
Yeah, almost 100%. We do some when we go to shows. I bring books and things like that, obviously. But to be honest with you, I'm not really a self-promotional kind of guy. I feel a little uncomfortable with that, So most of my sales do come in the from online stuff.
Right. It's interesting when you talk about being uncomfortable, like talking about charitable endeavors. Of course, at Page, we have the Gamer Assistance Program, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not a comfortable situation when we talk about, the donations that we make. And we make quite a few donations totaling, just this year alone is over 5 figures in donations, because you don't want to promote the fact that you're donating to somebody who's in need and kind of putting a spotlight on somebody unintentionally. It's just not, to us, it's not a good feeling or a good look. so we stay
Right.
away from it. We talk about the program, and we talk about, how much we donate, but we leave it up to the recipients to talk about it or not. And
Yeah.
some do, some don't, and that's fine. But we're not going to celebrate somebody else's hardship. And,
Exactly. And I also think that there's the aspect of it too, that you don't want to come off as almost being, how wonderful I am because I donated all that. No, the spotlight needs to be on the charity, not on you. You
Right.
do these things for other people. So I would prefer not to, to make it a big deal like that. But
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be able to do that. And my wife and I are already talking about where my next charity is going to be. So.
Well, great. And I know you told us you're going to donate some stuff for our charity auction.
I am. Yeah. My wife and I were just talking about what we're going to do too. We're thinking about doing 2 different kinds of module packs.
That would be great. That would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some folks out in the crowd. Peyton asked who is going to be who's a major cosplayer is going to be coming to Page for the first time in January. She's jumped on board, and she mentions, I love the idea of running modules for charity. I've done Extra Life fundraising in the past, but it would be great to do more specifically themed modules. It's genius. And she asks, if we buy a book at the expo, will you be available to sign it?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I have no charge for signatures at shows.
Oh, well, that's great. Chet Mitten comments, that's a huge glass of the vodka Jen is drinking.
Oh, this is water. This is Krupnik.
Jen, I actually after our last show where you weren't on, but we noted that we had a time-lapse photo collage of you drinking on the program.
I believe it.
I received a note from somebody asking if we thought you needed help. And I said, if you're going to send her a note, just make sure it's in Braille.
Like I said, the shots are small.
Yeah.
So I also see in the chat here, Chet mentioned that he enjoyed doing the Wear Cheetah for us. You may have noticed going through you said you were going through our site, and I wanted to mention that Chet has done a lot of covers for us before he became too rich and famous and popular to continue with us. He also did our Patreon art, a lot of it, and and Chet did every month that I release a module. All the Patreon rewards are themed around that module. So Chet did all kinds of cheetah themed stuff for us that month, and I wanted to shout him out and say I absolutely loved his work on that stuff.
Listen, I love Chet like a brother. I mean that, and he's a good man.
He's a good dude.
He's he's the best 3rd tier artist in the business, and he's got a lot of he's got one of the best nicknames of cinnamon and sugar in the business. So. But, Mosey's starting to tear up the green room. So we're going to have to put him on. You can take a hillbilly out of Wisconsin, but you can't house him anywhere safely. Yeah.
He's probably got about a good 3 or 4 brandy old fashions under his belt. He probably poured one in a can right there.
Brandy old fashions are for Sunday nights.
Is this a Malort situation?
No, it's the opposite. Sorry. Apparently, someone has the best booth babes, and if that's
Chet.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure.
I resemble that. I resemble that remark.
It's true. We had a chant of Carlos. And now Inner City Game Designs is saying we want Mosey. It's competition.
I figured
think
I was
I told-
also being brought on for Dead Air, but apparently I brought the Cult of Mosey with me, which is fine.
So anyway, so John, tell us a little bit about what you've got going on lately, what you do in the gaming space, and introduce yourself to folks.
Sure. I am Mosey, and that is a very loaded question. What I do is I make a lot of noise, generally, and then sometimes people ask me to make noise for them. So I'm working on 2 projects, pulling double duty right now. And so I'm double branded. I'm working on Mork Billy, which has just had a successful Kickstarter. That is a Mork Borg based game where you play a hillbilly. It's a little bit party game and a little bit death and a little bit well, let's just say you can get a possum named Tater Tot if you roll it just the right way. I also am a lead admin for Wardens of the Eastern Marches, which obviously just wrapped up the beginning of season 1 at Game Hall. It was so successful. I'm still pretty sure I was kicked in the head by a mule, and I'm actually unconscious because there's no way it went as well as it did. So, and then I'm also known for owl bears for some reason. I don't know. It was a joke that started at Gary Con about 3 years ago, and now it's just something I do. So if that's there, I have Ron. What are you doing?
It's articulated.
Okay.
It's a possum. It's Tater Tot.
Oh, that's a possum. I thought it was a rat. I've actually never seen a possum before because we don't have a lot of those. Because I am the producer of Mork Billy. The creator is Dave Lewis, and most of it is, let's just say Mork Billy is a little bit more autobiography than he would probably want to be. That's why our special edition is the National Lawnmower Championship Racing Edition, because he is a national lawnmower racing champion. And some of the things that you can roll on tables are things that he found in Florida and Kentucky and West Virginia as he was on tour. So it's all I basically had to do was just make a lot of noise and make sure people found out about it.
So who came up with the name Tater Tot for the possum?
Right.
That was him. And more than likely, he probably knew someone who had a possum named Tater Tot. There is something you can roll for that your best friend is a stuffed squirrel. He swears that was someone he knows. I don't ever want to meet that person.
Do I have to go to my game room and pull my taxidermied squirrel named Whitetail off the wall right now? Do I have to? Are you making me go do that?
But I don't think anyone would dislike that. It would be appreciated.
Yeah.
Actually, now I want to see the full taxidermy collection, because if you have like an entire moose, I would be impressed by that.
I do not have an entire moose. There are no moose here.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So yeah. So how does Mork Billy fit into the Mork Borg family?
Sure. So it is adjacent to the family, as that doesn't take place in the actual land. It takes place in a place called Tarnation, and you travel to it from the Outhouse of Destiny. So when you get in the Outhouse of Destiny, it can take you to any of the, I guess, realms of Mork Borg. I
once knew a girl named Destiny. She was putting herself through college as a dancer.
So
noble woman she was.
That was our thing. Tarnation is not a real place, although it has several places that are kind of like Florida or rural Mississippi or things like that, but it's purely coincidental. So that's kind of how it goes. But it is singular in its place, and it really is a game. It's a game that you play. If you have no sense of humor, you can play it in 10 minutes, because then it's just a bunch of rolling and you're done. Generally, though, it lasts a little bit longer than that. I'm running 4 of them for 2 hours at Page, and I'm not sure 2 hours is going to be enough. So we might be dragging some people out into the hallway.
Now you're good. If you run a little long, it's not going to be a problem there, because we added 82,000 square feet, and
fantastic.
Yeah, so we're good.
That's great. Because it does tend to naturally be a drinking game, and I think I have all afternoon slots, so that's legal in most states. And I don't think I have a Sunday game specifically, because then it's not in some states. But I don't know about King of Prussia county
You're good.
rules. I don't know what that
You're
is.
good in,
but
you're good in PA. Yeah, you gotta
okay,
worry
yeah.
about it.
'Cause, in Wisconsin, you walk into a bar at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and you ask for 3 shots of vodka and a beef stick, and they look like you're crazy. You get tomato juice in it, and you're classy, and you can start watching, and you can start pre-gaming for the Packers. So,
Peyton Moe wants us to show us the squirrel. Take me to dinner first. Let's not rush things.
So, what about you? Said you were gonna. You're also one of the admins of Wardens of the Eastern Marches, and that is, if you don't know, folks, I'm sure you know out there, but if you don't, if this is the first time you've heard it. It debuted at Gamehole back in October. We are con number 2. Page 3 is con number 2 for the program, and we will be running some games at that. Ooh, there we go. Wardens of the Eastern Marches. There we go. It is a new 5e organized play campaign that has been put out by Gamehole Publishing and our friend Alex Kammer. And I was at Gamehole. I ran 2 sessions of the first adventure, Caverns of Peril, and it was fantastically organized. And so we are going to try a slightly pared down version of what was on offering out at Gamehole, but we're likely going to use your expertise at Page to make sure that runs as smooth as possible. And folks, like I messaged Alex earlier in the week, we have had increased ticket sales for those games, and so they are likely going to sell out probably sooner rather than later. And if you have any interest, you need to hop on and get a ticket for those tables.
I mean, it could be damaged with Mosey being on the show tonight. We could lose some.
Oh, do you think people are going to ask for refunds?
Well, it's too late. The refund deadline is passed.
Oh, goodness.
In fact, refund isn't in the vocabulary of Page at this point. So there's no refunds. Just so everybody knows, no refunds.
Yeah, you break it, you bought it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's a great opportunity for attendees to take advantage of, because we'll have the know-how from Wisconsin on site to make sure that things run as smooth as silk.
Yeah, I will be handing out demerits like I did at Gamehole. So keeps the DMs in line. For last year I was the muster master. So at Gamehole we ran, I believe, 280 some games, over 70 DMs, and around 2,000 players. So it was quite the big thing. And I know it's slightly just a smidge smaller at Page, but we're running the first, what we're calling row of adventures. So levels 1 to 3. It's fun. They're super great adventures. And they bring back things like that you remember from the old AL days, like alliances. So you join an alliance. It's the first thing you do. And then you get alliance missions, as well as, playing the game. And the more you play it, the more stuff you get from the alliance. So it creates that bond. At the Epic in October, the Order of the Intrepid got control of a flying castle because more people signed up for that and played the Epic than any other one. So in season 2, there will be a flying castle. There's also all sorts of other things that we're working on. But this is still going to be season 1. And these 3 adventures were by far the most popular adventures that we ran at GameholeCon.
Nice. Okay. So do we have any questions from our audience for John or Carlos? We'll see what questions we have there. In the interim, while we're waiting for questions, I had quite the day at a little local convention. I picked up a very early edition of the Holmes box set today. Wizard logo there. I haven't looked at the printing yet, because when I opened it up, the first thing I saw were, these are Creative Publications dice. They are not Holmes dice. So I know Daniel Lawrence has been waiting, like salivating, waiting to see these, but These are quite crispy. Appear to be unrolled. And this printing is, I'm going to confirm, is a second printing.
Daniel's in the chat. He says it's clean corner.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. That's some dice term. I'm
That just means they taste better.
Dan, I know Daniel's in the chat. Daniel, he called me all excited about it, and I said, "What are you going to call Daniel?" He's like, oh, "He's my second call." So, so I'm assuming you know what he found today.
Just crazy stuff. First edition Forgotten Realms box set, campaign setting, shrink wrap. Just insanity. I was very happy that I went. So this one is a little bent up, but still in the original shrink wrap. It's Blizzard Pass with the pen, which, it's
Very cool.
The page auction just got even more exciting than it already is, the page charity auction. So very, very nice. So we have a question from Peyton Moe. What is your favorite kind of player to see at the table at a convention? What is your least favorite? Do you have a favorite dice set? Okay, that's 3 questions, Pete. I know in the cosplay world that when we say anybody have any questions, they just pop out there. But either one of you can field that. Let's start off with Carlos. What is your favorite kind of player to see at the table at a convention?
Well, for me, I don't really care too much if somebody has any experience at all with the system or anything like that. I kind of feel like you can teach somebody to play the game, but you can't teach enthusiasm and you can't teach energy. So I like to have people there that have they're there to they're excited about the game. Excitement's really what I'm looking for more than anything.
Okay. John?
He stole my answer, so pass. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's all about enthusiasm.
That's not good. That's not good YouTube programming.
Well, tell him to stop giving all the good answers. We should have shared notes.
Okay.
But yeah, it is about the enthusiasm, and can they pick up the story that's being put there? Can they change it? I always say, if I'm DMing at a table, between the first page and the last page, it's actually my adventure. I've read it through, but if things go sideways in between, I'll get you to that last page. We're going to fight the big bad. We're going to solve the problem, but we may change things up depending on what the table does. It's why I'm not allowed to do competitive events anymore, because apparently that's not allowed. It's the same thing. And then, the least favorite is the person who doesn't really want to be there. Every time I start a game, I ask for 2 enthusiastic thumbs up. And that's a requirement, because I've been in a lot of tables where dad brings his kid and the kid's on his phone, and you have to constantly be like, it's your go. Look at your thing. Look at thing. And of course, they always want to play a wizard and don't know any of their spells. So that's the least favorite. And I don't have any real favorite dice. I have dice I like, but they're not favorite, I suppose.
Now,
I didn't name any of them.
Just to confirm, the terms of your probation allow you to be around children?
I am actually a award-winning Cub Scout and Boy Scout leader, a youth baseball coach.
And all sorts
Cub
of things
Scout
like
leader.
that. I repeat my question.
Yeah. I'm always indicted, never convicted.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So Peyton, I didn't answer one of the parts of your question, and I kind of want to, which is the what my favorite dice are. And for anybody that was here at the beginning of the chat, I mentioned the cheetah thing that I did. Well, one thing that I had for a reward for people who who donated the most money to the charity was I commissioned from a boutique dice maker cheetah dice, and I've never seen anything like them before. That is cheetah dice right over there. They're spotted like a cheetah, and you can see like they have the little white underbelly like a cheetah has. And yeah, I have all kinds of. I have an entire set of cheetah related dice.
Are you?
That's awesome.
You have those for sale?
I do not. There were only 3 of them made ever, and I have one set of the 3. The other 2 were auctioned off at the during the charity, and I don't even think the guy who made them is in business anymore. So it's not like I can make any more. The problem with those dice is that they're PC killers. They're really high rolling dice. So
Right.
I try not to break those out. I think around the table people know about those dice that the DM is playing for keeps when he pulls out the cheetah dice. So I leave those alone, and I usually just play with my game science ones. So
Okay, so we've got Chet Mitten. Ron, you need to get Horror on the Hools. Get the 3 special guests, Carlos, Jay Scott, and a 3rd-tier artist. Okay.
I don't know that I've ever seen a copy of that that's signed by all 3 of us. Chet, I have seen ones that are signed by myself and Jay. I don't think I've ever seen one that's signed by all 3 of us. So that would be a pretty cool thing.
I think I already have a copy.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I think I listen. I don't really know everything I have. It's bad, but Jay gave me some special module last year, and I think that was it.
That's probably it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Intercity Games. I think is Intercity Games on with us next week, Phil? Is Chris Clark on with us next week? Who's on with us next week?
That sounds about right. I'd have to go and check, but I think so.
Let's take a quick look. What other questions do we have here? Somebody's asking questions about Chet's natural hair color. That's not good. Cinnamon red. Let's see. What do we got here, Philberto? I know we have it. We were talking about it.
I thought next week was Gooey Cube.
It's Gooey Cube and one other person, right?
Let's see. You sent us the 12-5 Chris Clark, and it was Ignatius Umlaut, but you said he couldn't make it.
So it's Gooey Cube and Chris Clark next week. It's yeah. So Chris, you got to be on your best behavior because it's Mandy who's coming on the show for Gooey Cube. So you have to be nice to her. Hey, it's Leo. I did set time aside. All right. What other questions do we have for our guests here?
So, what is your most memorable game that you've ever played in?
Well, as a player, I would have to say it was my first ones ever. I mean, I remember as a kid, this is probably around 1976 or 77. When I was first 77, when I was first picking up the game, my buddy got a Holmes box set for Christmas. It was laying on his coffee table in the basement where we used to screw around, and I looked at it. I was like, "What the heck is this thing?" He's like, "Oh, it's some game my parents bought me for Christmas." And I was thinking, I said, "Well, let's play it." You know, I'm giving it a try. And I remember playing a first level magic user, and I thought to myself, I was Gandalf or something like that, and I was going to cast spells and do whatever. I did not realize, I could not comprehend that I could only cast 1 spell a day, and I was killed in the second room by a carrion crawler after I'd cast my magic missile in the first room. But it hooked me. It absolutely hooked me. And it's been a lifetime of games ever since for me.
That's awesome.
Now I don't want to create any bad memories for you about carrion crawlers, but one of our rooms at Page, instead of doing A, B, C, D, E, F, and G and H, we did things like carrion crawler and beholder and dwarf.
Nice.
So, we'll try not to have you wander into area C.
I might never come out again. I mean, they have my number.
Yes.
Oh, somebody just asked, do I think the carrion crawler is a first level encounter? Absolutely not. I mean, but then again, we were 7. So I think my buddy John just pulled out a monster that he thought looked cool from the book. And, this is Tower of Xenopus that it's in the thing. And he just threw that in there and I got smoked.
But wait, the carrion crawler for the room looks so harmless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would also say this: you got to remember too. Also, in first edition, in your older editions, there is no such thing as level appropriate encounters. I mean, you're able to run into a red dragon in the first ancient, huge red dragon in the first room if you want to. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think it's necessarily level appropriate, but there you go.
Isn't that part of its charm, though? Everyone says 5e is kind of tame now.
It's got a mouth. It's got a mouthful of molars. That's some fine Stan art.
Okay.
Can you see it or no?
Oh, I can definitely see it.
Yes. It's from our friend Stan Brown there.
Uh-huh.
So,
to answer your question, yeah, I do think that that's a lot of the charm to it. Is that, I mean, I think the less rules that you have in your game system, to me, in a lot of ways, it opens up the imagination more. It opens it, there's you're not beholden to color inside the lines so much.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else do we say? Third level. I'm going to get you one. I don't know what that means. All right. Here we go. Peyton asks, what is it like for y'all? My God, we have Erica Lowe back on the program. When you decided to take a step from player to DM and then to writer.
I'll let you handle that one first, man.
Sure.
I've been talking too much.
That's fine. It was a good story. So I don't think I've ever really been a player first. I've delved into being a player, but I started as the DM back when I first played the box sets, and always just kind of did it. I'll be honest, a lot of times when I'm the player, I spend most of my time wondering how I would DM it differently. So I've just always done the DM. I like to know what's going to happen and change it on a whim, and that's a lot easier to do when you control nearly everything except for the dice. And even when that comes up the wrong way, you can still usually fix it. As far as then becoming a writer, that was just fun. I mean, almost every DM is writing in the back. What you learn is that you have to write a lot more and think about what they're going to be doing with your stuff. In a home game, when you've just got kind of a concept of what's happening, it works out great. And then you can swing with it. But when you have to write it down and publish it, you have to go, okay, what happens if they cast this spell? What happens if they try to talk to the pig? What happens if they try and do this sort of thing? Right. It's what makes writing higher level modules and adventures so much harder. It's almost impossible to write an adventure when someone has Wish, because then it can be a 10-minute game pretty easily if you weren't planning for that.
Find the path or something like that.
Yeah. It's why Wardens, there's certain magic items we're just like, we're not doing that to our DMs. So there's going to be ones that just are never ever going to show up because it's just a DM nightmare. Things that can change time, for example. No, I am never letting one of my convention DMs have to figure out what happened 6 rounds ago and then backtrack 6 rounds. That's fine for a home game because you can call a timeout and then pick it up over your next 3 sessions. But yeah, we're not doing that in a 3.5 hour game.
Let's see. Tim Decker has logged in. Troy Allman has a question. He's got a statement. Carlos is a font of knowledge on self-publishing. He was fantastic in a seminar for Virtual Greyhawk Con and provided amazing information on what it entails if you choose that path.
I have made almost every mistake in self-publishing there is to make, so that I guess I have a little bit of experience with that.
Right.
Peyton, to answer your question about taking the step from player to DM, I learned very quickly on as a kid that you could play a lot more if you were a DM, because everybody had players, but there wasn't a lot of people in my area that wanted to DM. So since I was becoming rapidly obsessed with the game when I was younger, I was a DM out of necessity, so that I could play actually. But the thing about being a writer for me, it's a little bit unusual, right? So I'm a huge Greyhawk aficionado, right? That's my thing, and everything that I write takes place in the world of Greyhawk with the numbers filed off to respect IP. There was a period of time when Wizards wasn't really supporting Greyhawk, and I was really afraid that they were going to that it was going to fall into antiquity, that nobody was going to pick it back up. So I kind of self-appointed myself to somebody. I knew that it would die if nobody wrote for the system. So I was like, somebody has to do it. I guess I will. So that's the only reason that I started writing at all, is to try and save the system or the setting, so to speak. I mean, that obviously, myopic view there, but it was that was the reason I started writing, is so it didn't become a quote unquote dead language.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
All right. What other questions do we have? Carlos, what layout software do you prefer?
Okay, well, everything I'd use is pretty much open source. So I use a lot of things like for when I'm doing word processing to begin with, I'm LibreOffice. When I do layouts for my doing imagery and things like that, I'm using GIMP and things like that. So almost everything that I tend to do is open source.
Okay.
So Libre, is that that's not Windows based, is it?
It is. Oh, yeah, it is. It's basically Word with Word and the whole suite, the 360 suite, except it's free. And I think it's
cool.
actually better in a lot of ways, but that's just me. Maybe it's just because I'm more conversant in it than I am anything else, because I use it so much, but I actually think it's better. I mean, I use a lot of Excel in my life as doing at work and things like that, but I much prefer Libre. I did Open Office for a while, but then I found out Libre was a lot better. So
Well, there you go.
I tend to use a layout system called Freelancers because I've done it and I don't like it. I did my first couple things in Word and then I had to redo them. So it's just easier for me to roll that into my budget and have someone else do it better, and so it looks good and doesn't look like I just scrawled some crayons across the page.
So why did you need to redo it?
Oh, because anytime you move something in Word, it turns upside down. If you've ever tried to use Word templates for layout, for example, to put on DM's Guild or something and then push it into a PDF, the templates can get real persnickety. And that I didn't have Publisher or Illustrator or anything like that laying around. So they make, when you're doing early, like specifically 5e adventures, there's templates that are out there that are very good. But as soon as you try and change anything in the template, it can break and suddenly 2 columns becomes 3, or things flip upside down, or you have no idea where that art credit went, and then you find it somewhere 12 pages later. It's because that's not really what it's made for. I would actually use Excel as a layout if I could push it out as a PDF, because that's what I also do, is I run Excel programs all day.
I think that's a common thing for game designers.
Yeah, no, there's I'm pretty sure if you just name a NPC VLOOKUP, everyone's going to know what's happening at the next point.
Exactly.
There's a question here on Twitch. It's related to Carlos, your work with Chet Minton.
Okay.
It says, at any time during your working with Chet Minton, did you ever leave leftover food in his hotel refrigerator?
No, I was really I was warned very early in my relationship with Chet about leaving food in his vicinity of any kind. So I did my best to avoid those kind of entanglements.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. So, between you two, have you ever written directly into the layout like we're all not supposed to do?
Yup.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Well, remember,
learn not to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I've made every mistake there is in the book. So, yeah, I've definitely done that.
And then the editor gives it back to you, and you realize that perfect layout that hit both columns just fantastically on page 12 is now not even close. And that extra sentence that you need to put in just breaks an entire page, and you have one sentence on a page before Act 3. So, yeah, now it's write in Word, edit it, and then you lay it out afterwards and figure out how big the art goes from there.
Yeah, I have never laid anything out professionally. I have listened to a lot of podcasts and watched a lot of YouTube videos on RPG publishing and layout just because I find it interesting. And I have heard that where people said, don't directly write into the layout. But then
you think you're saving time and you're not.
Yeah, but then it's coming from someone that says, don't ever do that. But that's the only thing I ever do.
Yeah. and two, also, a lot of times you're not going to have the benefit, especially if you're a smaller publisher. You may not have all of your art on hand while you're writing. So you don't know exactly what you're going to get quite. So,
yeah.
And if you're doing, and that is a huge exacerbating that problem, is if you're using text boxes like, read along text boxes and things like that, because those can really exacerbate the problem. Or sidebars or anything crazy like that. I know Mosey knows what I
tables
speak
are the bane of layout. Stat blocks, especially, like you think stat blocks are just an easy thing, and then you get something with 3 attacks and 2 spells, and you realize it ran into another column, and you're like, now I have to go back and redo this whole thing, so it's a 2-column item, and that pushes everything down a page. And every time you push down a page, when you publish it, if you put it on paper, that costs extra money.
Yep.
I find all that really interesting. I just thought of something because I teach high school. You would think that people that write textbooks, like college and high school textbooks, regardless of the subject, because they always have to do sidebars and like plates and pictures and quotes and all that kind of stuff, would be the absolute expert pool to draw from to do this type of work, like textbook layout people. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but because that looks like an RPG. That's what an RPG is, right? It's full of pictures and sidebars and all kinds of crap that you find in a high school textbook.
In modern terms too, I think people that might do Wikipedia edits and things like that, editing would be very good at it, because they're having to do the same thing essentially.
It seems really complicated. I use Word all the time. And if I wanted to write a module, I don't know how I would do it, because the text boxes throw me all off. JAWS doesn't read those. I don't know how I do it. I would probably need someone to lay it out for me.
That's what I learned. And I've also learned, going back to the textbook example, is that when you write your first adventures, you think you're going to be writing prose and Tolkien, and what you end up writing is technical documentation. It really is technical writing. It's because it's all about figuring out what the rules you're going to use are, and you write your little paragraph, but when you need things cut, that cute 6 paragraphs describing the idyllic town goes away because you need to put the if-then statements for if they see this or if they roll that or if they try that sort of thing. So, and it's interesting because when you read things like tying it all together, hey, look, it's a segue. When you read like the first 1E and 2E D&D manuals, they read like engineering manuals. They read like math charts and electrical engineer manuals because, one, that's kind of who it was written for, and two, that was the best way to put what was an unknown concept. These days, you can kind of gloss over things. I mean, I think in 5E, multi-classing is literally like 4 sentences in the new handbook. It's an incredibly complex thing to say you can multi-class, and it's gone from pages and pages down to about 3 paragraphs because now if you're going to do it, you're either going to look it up, or you're going to turn and look at the person next to you and say, wait, I can take a level in Bard? And they go, yeah. And that's it. That's the whole conversation. But then you look at what takes up most of the space. It's magic items, tables, treasures, things like that. And that's always been the case for this industry. And so when you get into rules light, that as Carlos said, that lets you play outside the lines, and you can make any monster and any treasure that you want. And there's not rules. Thinner books means you can have a carry-on crawler show up in the first room, and then you guys all go get beers while the players are dead in 4 rolls.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting stuff.
Let's see what else we've got.
I think it was Kool-Aid in our case, but you're right.
I mean, again, I'm from Wisconsin, so half of my family owned bars. So
Northern Illinois here. So
Northern Illinois. So you must be a Bears fan then, huh?
I wasn't going to bring it up. I was just waiting to see how mean you guys were going to be to me.
And that's I only got the invite after the Packers lost to the Eagles, so
it's unbelievable. That's
how you know it's live.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Hey, every dog has its day, right? The Bears have been kind of cruddy for a while.
For like ever. Yeah. We caught a bolt of lightning one year. You guys, I told everybody that I knew that you guys were going to beat us by 3 touchdowns earlier. And when I saw the schedule, nobody's more surprised by that outcome than me.
No, I don't think a lot of people were making money betting on the Bears this week.
You know what? I think they are, because it was like a 7-point spread or something. I mean, it was pretty. It was a pretty heavy spread. I thought it was heavy considering the Eagles can't even score that.
It's unlikely. I got my picks. I got my picks right here. It was 7.
Yeah. Did you bet against the Eagles?
No, I didn't. 7? I actually picked the F and Eagles. And
Eagles given 7? No, you can't. They don't score enough.
I will say this, Ron. Nothing surprised me more than the fact that you guys had such a hard time stopping the run. I mean, you guys, that's what you hang your hat on, right? I mean, that shocked me.
Listen, here's what we know about the Eagles. They were great last year. But we saw the year before that. Who's getting excited?
Chet's getting excited in the chat. It's less football, more role-playing games, he said.
I was going to say we are hitting the edges of the Venn diagram.
Let's talk Blood Bowl. Let's talk some Blood Bowl.
I always joke that Gary Con is during the NCAA March Madness weekend, and it's the only gathering of more than like 100 people where no one's watching the TVs. I'm a gigantic baseball fan. I think I found like 8 people who can name more than 4 major league teams. That in a city that they don't live in. It's a very tangential touch of nerddom.
Yeah.
I tried to bring it back for you, Chet, but I don't think it's going to stick because there was a game and they need some therapy right now because the Eagles got pounded.
They did. Let's see. We love Chet. We love Chet. We love Chet. So Any other questions for our guests? Oh, I forgot to put this up on the screen. Sorry.
Oh, yes. That's Mork Billy at morkbilly.com. I think we still have post Kickstarter stuff going, but we are working on arrangements to be at more trade shows and friendly local gaming shops and those sorts of things. And we may even hit the one in Waukegan, but I don't think you're in Waukegan anymore.
I'm looking at the Kickstarter page right now. Are you doing late pledges? I don't know.
We are doing late pledges. Ironically, I was about to turn them off so I can get orders in, but now that we're going to get all this amazing marketing to the millions of people listening to this, I'll leave it on for a few more days.
I got a question. We've got Chris Clark. Man, I'll hold this for next week because when Phil and I were out to eat with Wendy Alexander, we got some dirt on Chris Clark from when he was in high school. You remember that? Remember that, Phil? She was dishing some dirt on Chris Clark.
I believe so, but I need my memory jarred, I believe. I don't remember the specifics.
Let's just go through this real quick. We have a few notes here. Carlos, you need to do a Were Otter.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yes. I was just telling telling Chet on the thing that I just for Patreon I just released the stats for the Were Badger.
Yeah.
So he wants a Were Otter.
Also, a group of otters is called a romp, and if that's not the best name for a plural noun of animals, I don't know what is.
Chet, why are you asking about Were Otters? Some would say you would be more a Were bear type.
Wouldn't he be a werecat?
No, not in this context.
Terrible.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Wendy Lourdes. That's right. Wendy Lourdes told us secrets about Chris Clark, which we are going to reveal live with Chris on the program next week. It's going to be big.
Now, don't you be blackmailing anyone?
I'm not blackmailing anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you say you're going to do it, that you can't really blackmail them anymore.
Yeah, no,
True.
It's already kind of set. I mean, listen, I don't blackmail anybody. I just kind of put the stuff out there, I just roll it out and let the pictures tell the story. So oh boy. All right. We shouldn't do that. Let's see. I thought I was your favorite, Chet. Yes. Yeah, I guess he's looking glum. Tim Decker. Otters are my favorite animals. Do you watch the Chet's probably got the Japanese otter duo. Yes. When did you get pictures? Yep. You never know. So, wow. I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. This is a real mess.
I thought I bought the ad-free version of this, but apparently I need to up this.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Boy, that really turned out bad, and we lost our little bugs. I got to go back to this. There they are. This is what happens when you close in on 60 and there's technology involved. So, let's see. Damn it, Wendy. Yeah, I know. Did you know Chris Clark and Wendy Lourdes went to their senior prom together? Did you know that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, now we do. Maybe that's why she.
Did you know artist Chris Arneson is actually Jeff Easley's biological son? Did you know that?
No, but I kind of figured that they had some kind of relation.
There's no denying it. Oh my good. Chris is denying that they went to the prom. That's not what she said. All right. Any other questions? Going once. Going twice. All right. John, you came on second. We'll let you go first here. Do you have any closing comments for us?
No, I mean, thanks for having me on. This is fun. I'm excited to come to Page, bring Mork Billy to Page, bring Wardens to Page. Hopefully I don't have a third thing that I'm doing there that I'm working on by then, but you never know. But yeah, it was good. And then if you find me, I'm probably near a bar or a game, or I'm sleeping because I was doing both at the same time, which Mork Billy tends to do. There is a drinking game aspect of it. We didn't reach that goal. So if you drink in real life, you can drink more in the game, and that's always fun too. That's for Mork Billy, not for Wardens. Although I don't know how the rules work in Wardens, we'll probably allow it. I guess I'm an admin. I can just say it's going to happen. I decree it's allowed.
I wouldn't say too much about Wardens and anything racy. Alex is probably already writing up a cease and desist. So,
well, if it helps, he usually runs those by me first. So I'll just tell him to edit some of that out. Give him a good reason for it.
All right. Well, the lawyers always get in the way of anything fun game related. I'm building
also,
a
it's
board
great
game
because
library.
when someone comes with a problem, I can just look at him and I'm like, I'll talk to my lawyer, and it works out real well.
And he goes, "Wait, were you injured? Were you injured in an unfortunate accident? You may be entitled to compensation. How long ago did it happen?" Let's see what we got here. We got Wendy showed us pictures of a young Chris. Yes, she did. And there you go. There's some good stuff. All right, Carlos, anything in closing before we let you two head off into the night, and we'll finish our little business here on our own?
Not really. I just wanted to say that it was great to finally meet everybody here on the panel. I didn't know John before, so it was great meeting you. And everybody there for associated with Page. It's great to meet you guys too. I'm really excited to be at the convention. I'll be running games. I'll be running some pickups in addition to that. So if you run into me and I'm not running an official game, you just ask me if I want a game, and my answer will probably be yes. And yeah, I'm super excited. You guys can also. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I believe Peyton Moe is going to take you up on that.
Awesome. I'm right there.
That's great. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. It was great meeting you.
So much. Pleasure.
All right. Well, this isn't where the show ends. We just let the guests go at this point. So, good night, guys. We will see you in January.
Yes, you will.
Let us know if you need anything in the interim.
We'll do.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. We got a few things to go over, do we not?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, let's first go over this one. So Monty Cook Games has their own room or own area at Page. And they recently submitted 30 events to go with that room, which have no ticket fees. So you kind of sign up, get your seat, and you go. A lot of the old gods of Appalachia, a lot of other cipher system stuff. See that stuff in the schedule. That's really good stuff, and we're excited that Monty Cooking is going to be at Page. If you look here on the map, believe it or not, this is over 1,000 square feet up in the top right-hand corner where their space is. So they have quite a sizable space. And you see here, you got the Wardens of the Eastern Marches area. You've got Troy Allman's area, Cannibal Publishing. You've got the Greyhawk community area. Which one are you running out of, Carlos? Greyhawk Community or Cannibal?
Greyhawk Community.
Oh, that's right. He's not with us anymore.
Yeah, no.
We cut him off.
I have his schedule here though, and his games are listed in the Greyhawk Community.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Yep.
And you can see here we've got the different monster names. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You see Troll Lord Games has a really big area for what they're doing. So should be a lot of fun. All right. What is this?
It's a beholder.
Drinking from a straw.
Mm-hmm.
So we have put together a convention for late May. A new convention center just opened in southern New Jersey, not 10 minutes from my house. It's not a big convention center, but it's big enough to run a little game gathering, with 400 or 500 of our closest friends. And we are launching Concoction May 29th through the 31st in 2026. It is very exciting. If you don't recognize the art style, that is the third tier stylings of Chet Mitten. And he did a great job. He always does a great job. And you see he's got a different color one up in the top left. But we're now accepting a few things for this. One, the vendor room is open for people to apply to be vendors. People are already taking advantage. So, by all means, if you want to sell things at this convention, jump right in. We are open for badge sales, and we are open for event submissions. So we are all on our way, and we actually had a few event submissions today. I put one in today. I'm going to be running a few things there, but one of the highlights of what I'm going to be running is a harefoot jousting tournament. Halflings riding on ducks and otters and geese and sheep, jousting with things like frying pans and rolling pins. So it's very exciting. So this will be a good time. We could use your support on it, and let's jump right in. And Leo, there's a special badge category for you. You're going to love it when you see it. All right. So that is in a town called Vineland, New Jersey. It's actually the largest city in New Jersey in terms of square miles. But it's in southern New Jersey and not far from where I live. So that's good. Jen, you'll be happy to know there are bars nearby.
All right.
And,
I'm there.
We can see that. All right. Let's talk about registration.
Sure.
We got a couple of registrations just while we were on the.
Oh, did we?
We did.
Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like we did. Yeah, it looks like we are getting very close to
we could be at 1,500 by the end of the day tomorrow.
1,500 badges. Yeah. Although I did see, I'll have to talk to you. It looks like Josh Cushing has 2 badges.
No, he does not. He's got John and Josh.
Okay. Well, it looks like Josh and Josh to me, but we can look at that a little bit closer.
Okay. Well, he just asked me to update the 1 badge to a weekend badge, so
maybe that's why. Yeah, Now, if he's messaging you, then you know the deal. But the point of the story is, or the point of what we're talking about here is that badge sales are brisk. Both weekend badges and single day badges are selling. So I don't know if you have suffered this long through this live stream. If you have not yet gotten yourself a badge, that would be a strange thing indeed. Because or maybe you just like us. But you do want to hop on there and get your badge. Make sure you're choosing your events. Events are still creeping in from folks that we really are very interested in having them get events to us. So if you're someone who's got a badge and you're still on this and you think you're all set with your schedule, you may want to go back in there and see some hidden gems that are tucked away. If there's a specific game system that you're interested in getting exposed to, hit the drop down and see if there's a game system that you are interested in exploring, because we've been adding game systems as options. And so that gets updated as well. So you can filter the search results more easily to find what you're really interested in getting exposed to or playing. So take a look at that. I cannot express that enough, because you're going to have really nice things slide past you.
Chris Clark is asking, what's the capacity of the convention center? It's about 2,000 people is maximum occupancy of the convention center in Vineland, where the new convention is going. Our capacity at Page is pretty much unlimited. So,
yeah.
So if you're asking about how many people can we take in a Page, we have 120,000 square feet or something like that there.
Yeah.
So we're not worried about capacity issues. In Vineland, it's 40,000 square feet. So.
Yeah, much different. They're both convention centers, but it's definitely a difference in scale.
So, Ron, what made you decide to start up a new convention?
I really wasn't going to do that. We were going to kind of have like a little intimate event for like 50, 60 people at my house right around that time frame. And then I went over to the new convention center to like a comic book type thing. I knew some of our vendors were going to be there. Some of our local vendors for Page were going to be there. So I figured I'd stop in and just check the place out, check in with them, things like that. And it turns out the person who runs the convention center, which I didn't know, and I know each other, came over to me when she saw me there. She goes, I know you run a big convention over the river. Any thought about bringing it here? And I'm like, I looked at her. I'm like, you're a third of what we have. We can't come here, but tell me the rent. And she told me the rent, and it was reasonable. And I said, you know what? Why not? We can give it a try for 1 year. I don't want it to take away from Page. It's going to be quite different than Page in terms of, it's not going to be, as star-studded as Page with all the special guests. Though we can announce that we do have a special guest already signed in. Artist Chet Minton is our first special guest for Concoction.
Yay, Chet.
Yay, Chet.
Yeah. Now we need to get a name for the beholder. Uh-oh. Something tells me there's already a name for the beholder.
Now, we always do a trivia question or something to give away a $25 Troll Lord Games gift certificate.
That's true.
I will tell you that this is not the first concoction. The last concoction, the first concoction, the only other concoction that I organized was in 1992.
I wasn't even born.
So I what? It was in 1992, and the original artwork was a beholder drawn by my friend Mike Weiss, drinking through a crazy straw out of a cauldron. Okay, so that's where this artwork comes from. The big question is, somebody's bringing a Bilbo shirt. You know, we also have another thing to announce that, you know, we thought about it and we figured we would name an artist of the first quarter century of the 21st century for Paige. And that's also going to be Chet Minton. So the first quarter century of the 21st century, that's Chet Minton this year. Yeah, I'm getting a good advantage out of this, out of Chet's, at Rising Phoenix. Chet is the artist of the year, and they give him a free room, and I get to stay in that room, in the other bed. So it's going to be big. I don't have to pay for a room, so that's really big.
But you have to avoid or deal with his yoga calisthenics in the morning.
I heard this. Yeah, he told me this. I don't know.
What's wrong with yoga? Yoga is awesome. Gets you ready for the day.
Chris Clark says, "Is that a kissing noise?" No, that was on the 20 millimeter film reels that Wendy was showing us when we were out to dinner last month. Little Chris Clark kissing noises. Shh. Don't tell my wife. I heard it all. All right. We also added somebody to the vendor area at Paige. You see the little beholder behind me, the crochet beholder there on the shelf. There.
Yes. She makes crochet beholders and dragons, and they're all handmade and very interesting.
Oh, don't tell me that. I'll want one.
Well, that's the goal.
I have a knitted dragon already.
Now you can get a knitted beholder or whatever else she has on the at the booth. So
yeah,
I have to bring your spending money.
Oh, I will. Trust me.
That'll be a Page. And Troy Allman says he just submitted his vendor application for Concoction. Very exciting. That'll be approved momentarily. Troy, that's awesome. Run some games too. Get to work. All right. Anything else to report? Oh, these people will be here who make these cool 3D printed articulating
opossums.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool. I was just like, where did he get that? I'm like, why do you have that?
There is a gaming con called Concoction in Cleveland. First of all, nobody goes to Cleveland. Let's just call it like it is, willingly. Okay. Secondly, Concoction 92 predates that whatever is in Cleveland. So,
where was that, Ron? Was that New York?
I don't know. That's the trivia question. Where was the first Concoction that in the Ron legacy of a gaming convention? Where was it held? The first person to give us the correct town name will win a $25 gift certificate. I will give it a couple of hints here. It was listed in both Polyhedron magazine and Dragon magazine back in 1992. Let's see. What else do we have? I'm just concerned, I'm concerned that Chet has stopped working. We should bring Chet on to see what's on Chet's drawing board so we can be sure he's actually working on stuff.
Hey, he's a hard worker.
I constantly have to monitor him for efficiency. All right. What is North or South Jersey? That is too vague, Ed Lopez. Too vague an answer. Dun, dun, dun.
My guess is,
He lives in Jersey. What is he talking about? He knows the difference.
my guess is NYC.
No, he's asking in the form of a question. You're working on maps for Tom Wilson. What is the page 2027 stuff done? Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Tom Wilson just lost his vendor space for page. He just lost it.
Tom Wilson's higher on the list, higher on the client list.
Oh, he's saying, was it in North or South? I gave you the hints you need.
What was the question again? What town was it in? Is that the question?
What town was it in? Yeah, what town was it held in?
I think I know the answer.
I have said it on this program.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer. But
well, you were not eligible to win, so shut up.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm going to put it in private chat because I'm curious to know if I'm right or not.
John.
What, did I miss a memo?
No, he put him back on screen. He was just sitting at his computer.
Oh.
Muted.
Yeah.
He's probably watching porn. That's why he was muted.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh, it's degenerating, folks.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have any guesses? Because if you don't, we're gonna pass. Is this a converted? Ed Lopez says Atlantic City. That is correct.
Oh, I was wrong.
It was held at the Quality Inn, which in part was a converted Quaker school. That's how old the building was. And the gaming was held in the Quaker school.
Wow.
Yeah. So Ed Lopez wins a $25 Troll Lord Games gift certificate. Very exciting. All right. I think we've gone over everything we can go over, huh?
I think so. I think we'll probably have more to talk about as we get closer to the con. But right now, we're maybe a little bit of calm before the storm, perhaps. A lot of work that still needs to get done. Oh yes, there's Tater Tot.
Yes. So, Jen, do you want to sign us off?
Sure. All right. Well, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and enjoy the weekend and enjoy the week ahead. We will see all of you next Friday, 9:30 p.m.
Be there or be square.
Well, and again, the guests will be folks from Gooey Cube, and the giveaway next week will be Chris trying to marry off his daughter. So you could be the lucky heir to Inner City Games if you're willing to marry on to that. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.